Hey, 42 here. You may be surprised to hear that a lot of things you do that you think are perfectly innocent may, in fact, be illegal. Imagine this scene. You're in a pub with your mates watching the game, and you decide to make a bet on the game's outcome. But if you bet over $2,000, you just broke the law, and it can land you up to 10 years in prison. This actually happened in 2005 when a cop overheard a guy named CULOSI make a bet of over $2,000 in a bar. The next morning, a SWAT team arrived at his doorstep to arrest him and shot him through the heart. Number 2 is connecting to unsecure Wi-Fi networks. Connecting to any wireless network you don't own or have permission to use, even if it isn't password protected, can land you in prison for at least 2 years. And you may have to pay up to at least a $10,000 fine. Considering that most modern phones and wireless devices automatically seek out and connect to nearby Wi-Fi networks, makes this an extremely easy law to break. It's extremely unlikely you'll actually be caught in the act. Despite this, there have been at least 4 known cases in the US where people have been arrested and locked up for using other people's Wi-Fi. Speaking of the internet, at number 3 is using a fake name online. It may sound stupid, but the next time you sign up to a website under the alias of Super Ninja 66, you've actually broken the law. It's considered illegal under the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act to fake your identity online and can net you between 5 and 20 years in prison. At 4 is writing disturbing material. Okay, this doesn't apply everywhere, but in some US states, for example Illinois, it is illegal to write disturbing fiction. It doesn't even matter if you publish it or not. If someone finds disturbing material that you've written and finds it offensive, you could be fined up to $1,500 and spend 30 days in jail. It's even worse in Oklahoma, where you can face up to 10 years in prison for writing a fictional story, wherein a person gets injured or killed. At 5 is a peculiar law you've probably broken countless times in your life. In the UK and certain US states, such as Alaska, it is actually illegal to be drunk in a pub or a bar. The law defines being drunk as having lost steady self-control. Although very few people are ever prosecuted for this, in practice the courts use markers such as glazed eyes, slurred speech and unsteadiness to determine if one is properly badgered enough to face charges for being drunk in a pub. Number 6 is a law that you've probably contravened more than any. It is illegal to sing happy birthday in public. Why? Because it's copyrighted. In 1988, Warner Chappell Music purchased the rights to the song for $25 million, meaning restaurants that play the song have to pay royalties to Warner. Collectively, these royalties net Warner a handsome $2 million a year. In 1995, the American Society of Composers, Authors and Publishers tried to extort money from 2,300 Girl Scout groups because they regularly sang happy birthday around the campfire without paying royalties. However, the American press released a PR nightmare upon A.S.C.A.P, and they quickly backed down once they realised what utter tits they were being. And finally, in most of the US, it's illegal to possess a permanent marker or aerosol can in public if you are under the age of 18. So, if you ever took part in an arts and crafts day as a child, you're technically a hardened criminal. There was a controversial case in 2010 where a 13-year-old Oklahoma City boy was arrested for using a permanent marker in class. The teen was writing on a piece of paper using a permanent marker, and the ink had bled through onto the desk underneath. His teacher actually made a citizen's arrest on the kid, and he was handed over to the police and arrested. Thanks for the view, subscribe for more 42.